Let me show you some of the first things that you can do on Samsung Galaxy A17 before you actually start using your smartphone. So let's get right into it. First, we're gonna go to notifications, and you might be able to find several notifications related to finishing setting up the device. For example, we have this one, finish setting up your device. And if you decide to do so, you will most likely see stuff that you see during the initial configuration. So you can go ahead and do so. You can go through these menus and instructions in order to decide what you want to, for example, enable, disable, set up, and so on and so forth. And there is also this one, finish setting up your Galaxy, where you can be asked to sign into Samsung account to make this Galaxy your own personal device, but you don't really have to do so. You can just dismiss these notifications if you don't want to do so. However, once you are done with these prompts, if you actually decided to finish setting up, then of course that's also a good choice. Nevertheless, once we are done, what we can do is go to settings. And over here, once you open settings, another thing that we can do is go to security and privacy. And here we have the lock screen option. So naturally, we want to protect our phone with a password, maybe even biometrics. But of course, in order to use biometrics, first we need to have a screen lock password. So you can choose the desired password type, set up the password, and then also use face recognition or fingerprints. You can set it up in order to be able to use it. Once that is done, another thing that is, I believe, quite important is, of course, signing into all your accounts, especially Google accounts and maybe the Samsung account. So if you actually decide to do so, we can go to accounts and back up in settings, then over here open manage accounts, and you should be able to press add account in order to either sign into your Samsung account or sign into your different Google accounts. So if you have multiple Gmails, multiple Google accounts, then of course you can do so. In the case of Samsung account, you can only sign into one account. And yeah, so let's go back. Besides that, another thing that is also quite important, of course, is the software update. So we want to go all the way down over here in settings in order to find software update. We want to go over here and we want to tap on download and install. And you want to check if there is any update waiting for us. Of course, there is a chance that you will see that your software is up to date, so that's fine. But if there is anything new, then of course you want to make sure that you're running the latest version of the Android or maybe security patches. And besides that, another thing that is also quite important, I believe, for personal use is to get rid of different apps that are pre-installed for you. So in my case, I have several apps that have been pre-installed. Some of them are installed on every Samsung Galaxy, for example, Microsoft's apps over here, and for example, Instagram, Netflix, Facebook, and so on and so forth. And of course, some of these things can be used. I understand that, for example, you can use Netflix day to day, or Spotify, and so on and so forth. So naturally, you don't really want to uninstall these things. But on the other hand, if you have apps like, for example, over here, I have Amazon Shopping, which I'm not sure if it's actually pre-installed, really. Maybe it was installed because I had it on another device. Nevertheless, if you want to uninstall something, then of course you can press and hold your finger on the app, and then we can decide to uninstall and then confirm your choice. And you want to do that with every app that you can, that you want to get rid of, that you can uninstall. And after that, we're gonna go to the Play Store. Let's actually go back over here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna tap on our profile over here in the top right corner, and we want to go to settings. Sorry, not settings, my bad. We want to go to manage apps and device. And over here you should be able to find information about updates. So of course you want to update these apps as well. You want to make sure that they are running the latest version. You can update one by one individually, or you can just press update all over here at the top in order to start updating everything. You can also open the Galaxy Store over here. But in order to use it, you need to actually use the Samsung account. So let me just quickly sign in. So now over here we can go to menu in the bottom right corner, and you should be able to find updates. And of course we can update these apps that some of them are not available in the Play Store, so you can update them over here. Alright, so once we are done with these updates, then another thing that we can do is go back to settings, and this time we're gonna open display settings. So let's go ahead and open this. And of course we can set up the light or dark theme if you wish to use it. You can adjust the screen brightness and enable or disable adaptive brightness, which is the automatic brightness. Over here we also have the motion smoothness, which is set to standard by default, so you use 60 Hz instead of 90 Hz refresh rate, and you probably want to have a smoother experience with your smartphone, so you probably want to go over here and set up 90 Hz. And besides that, we can find some other stuff as well, so be sure to check that out. Be sure to also go to, for example, navigation bar in case you want to switch from buttons to gestures, or the other way around. Alright, so now once we are done with display settings, we can also go to battery settings that we have below over here, and we can make sure that we have the battery protection enabled. Usually it is enabled for us, and we use at least a basic battery protection, but if possible, if you don't find it annoying, you can actually switch to adaptive, or at least, at least use basic, but if you can, switch to adaptive. Or maybe you can try out maximum, which I know this can be quite limiting, because we can only charge our battery to the selected percentage, but it is definitely better for your battery on your Galaxy A17 than using these two options above. Alright, so besides that, let's actually scroll down to see if we have something more. Over here we have charging settings where we can toggle fast charging, so this actually depends if you want to use it or not. And I believe that should be it. There's also power saving mode, so if you like to use power saving mode, then of course you can turn it on or off over here. You can also go to adaptive power saving in case you use that, but it is, I believe, a pretty niche thing to do. Now, besides that, we're gonna go back to security and privacy, and there is also the app security option, so we want to make sure that we are using at least one of them. Usually Google Play Protect is set up, but you can also enable this one by McAfee if you want to, of course. Let's actually go back. And there's also lost device protection, such as the Find My Mobile or Find Hub, so you can make sure that you're using these options so that you have some sort of chance to recover, to find your phone in case you lose it. There's also the theft protection with the identity check, the theft detection lock, offline device lock, and remote lock, so you can check out these things as well. I believe they are quite crucial. Alright, and another thing, last but not least, we have the app drawer itself, and of course you might be already used to the style of the app drawer that we have on Samsung Galaxy A17, where we have pages and we can sort these apps as we wish to, so they don't have to be alphabetical. However, if you are not used to this type of style and you prefer alphabetical order, then you can tap on these three dots in the bottom right corner, and over here you can choose sort in order to switch to alphabetical order like this. And then you have just one single page where you can scroll up and down in order to find your apps. But like I said, this is personal preference. You can always go back and revert these changes as they were before. And that's pretty much it. And from now on, you can start personalizing your smartphone. You can start downloading apps, you can change the wallpaper, perhaps you can do some other stuff that you usually do. But I believe these things that I mentioned in this video are quite crucial that you should do before you do anything else. So if I missed something, let me know in the comments so other people can, of course, use that information and fix my errors, etc. But that's about it. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe.